Good morning, good morning. Am I live? All right, looks like I am live. Well, I am having a pretty good morning so far. Hey, sorry about yesterday. I had to take my daughter to the doctor, and she's home sick again today. Man, the sickness this year has just been crazy. Good morning, Schroden. I'm currently in my, let's see, my third trade of the day. The first one was a nice little home run. 54.25 points on the second half of that one. Got 10 points on half on my second trade, 10 points on half on this third trade, and I'm in with my other half right now, trading 8 contracts per trade. And I think I'm just going to pull that right there. I should have, see, I was jumping on stream. I was going to target the daily open right here, but looks like I lost about half my profit on that one, but that's fine. 16.75 on that one. So this moves to 16.75. $3.55 goes in here. So ends up being 16. So I could pretty much be done for the day right now, and I'm just getting started on my stream. That's a good problem to have, I suppose. If there's a lull, can you review those entries? Yeah, I can do that. One was downtick in the power zone. Yeah, so, and I'm trying to do something a little different today. So I've been kind of experimenting a lot lately. I was telling Jay Waz yesterday that sometimes, I don't know if that's a strength of mine or a weakness, but I'm always trying to experiment and continue to tweak and see where I can improve things. Sometimes instead of improving things, I make things worse. But on Friday and Monday, I noticed that if I was taking profit really early, I would have had a really good day. So like 40 ticks. And so like if I'm using a 40 tick stop, usually I use 80. So I cut my stop in half to like 40 ticks. If I use 40 ticks for a take profit and 40 ticks for a stop, then on Friday it would have been killer, and on Monday it would have been amazing. And so then yesterday I tried doing some of that, and yesterday it didn't work out as well. But that's because what I was doing something slightly different than what I normally do. I was trying to only trade in line with the 5 and the 3, basically the signal line on the 5 and the 3. So if the signal is pointed up on the 5 and it's pointed up on the 3, like just completely ignoring the delta, then as soon as I get a tick up on the 1, I would go ahead and enter and try to scalp a quick 40 ticks. Like I said, on Friday it worked great. Monday it worked great. Yesterday, not so great. So then after yesterday, I was like, okay, well, I should probably just go back to my tried and true, my standard playbook entries. And but I still want to be able to tweak from that, because if you're just using the playbook entries, I tend to overtrade when the market's kind of flat and when it gets choppy. And in order to prevent me from doing that, I told myself, well, today I'm going to do that, but I'm only going to take entries on key levels. Because I noticed like yesterday, all the key level entries, if I would have just focused on those, it would have been much better. So like, here's the VWAP. So here's a key level entry, and we run up from VWAP here. Now I wasn't at my computer here, so I didn't get this trade on the upside. But then we got London high over here. We ended up taking London high here. And so what I was doing is I waited for the touch, and then I took the next tick down from the power zone there, which was right here. And my initial target was going to be 40 ticks, but instead I felt, at this time of day, it really likes to hit that anchored VWAP. So I thought, well, it's at least probably going to hit anchored VWAP. So that's where I set my first target here. It was like 17.75 points. And then I let the rest ride down. And I was just going to do the reverse and flip after another key level. Well, it came all the way down. It kind of hesitated here on the VWAP, but it wasn't above it. It was below it. So even if we got a tick up there, I wasn't going to take it. And so I thought we were going to take out this low, which we did. I could have just targeted the low. But instead, I wanted to just stick to the cumulative delta and go ahead and flip after we took out that key level. So we took that out. We got the higher low here in the lower power zone. So I went ahead and flipped right there, long, got a quick 40 ticks on that one. And again, like we're below the VWAP here. So I figured if we react off of VWAP, then that's another entry to the downside. So then I jump back in here. And sure enough, that was a beautiful entry. I should have just targeted daily open, but I didn't. Anyway, daily open's another key level. So if we react here off a daily open, there's probably another trade there, which we did right here. So we got this, we touched daily open, we got the tick up. So had I not been talking so much, I would have just flipped here, got another 40 ticks, and I could let the next half would have stopped out at my break even. But hey, if I can do that over and over again, that's a pretty good day. So Schroden, sorry, I had the wrong direction. You took the long off the power zone. Or are you talking about here at 758? Haters call it shiny object syndrome, but I say that's better than never adapting. Stay curious. Well, that's kind of my personality. I'm always trying to tinker and tweak and make things better. You'll never achieve perfection. And I think that's what we're all kind of looking for. Everyone's looking for perfection, but I don't think perfection is really in the cards. So as close to perfection as you can get will always be a challenge and a goal, I guess. A goal, an unachievable goal, probably. So that's actually one of the things that really makes trading difficult for perfectionists, is that you will never achieve perfection. And so it's really hard for people to just be okay with, with having some losses and making the numbers work in your favor, still make profit. I've come around. I used to be that way because I've always been more of a perfectionist, but I'm okay with having some losses now. Yeah, that was my only long move. And the only reason why I took it is because we reacted off this London low. And now we're just kind of sitting here in between London low and the daily open. So this is kind of la-la land for me. I'm going to ignore anything that happens here. Maybe. We just touched daily open again, so maybe if we get a pop off the daily open on the market open here, I might go long. Got a couple minutes here. Good morning, K. John. Good morning, Jason. Schroed says where I get screwed up is when there's such a strong steamroller of a move like we had earlier on the move from 8 to 8:30. But then it flips and gets a strong move the other way. Yeah, I think those usually happen. Like if you get one of those, it usually happens on a key level like that. Well, here we are dropping right out of the gate. This is just another, maybe a little fake out under daily open. Or not. Yeah, it looks like we're going to probably lose that daily open. So we got another key level here at this pivot line at 197. So, and I've said this a couple times last week that on these key, if you're waiting for the key levels like this, notice how we got this tick down here, but it wasn't really, like the delta didn't really catch up. Like it's not a delta squeeze. So you're getting in kind of early, but if you're doing it off of a key level, it's usually the better entry. Like here, it didn't even print a delta squeeze. Like if you didn't catch that, there was really no entry here. All right. Get a little bit of reaction off this pivot line here. Yeah, I don't know about that one. It's just a barcoding candle. It's pretty much the same height as the prior down close candle. Anytime I try to jump in one of those, then we get a third one that goes all the way back down to the bottom. Hey, Jwaz, good morning. Yep, here's the third one all the way back down to the bottom. That delta's looking pretty janky down there. We haven't really talked about news or anything today. Let's go ahead and check that out while we're waiting. Looks like we got new home sales today at 9 a.m. It's in about 25 minutes. Crude oil inventories at 9:30. Tomorrow, looks like we have preliminary GDP at 7:30 a.m. and unemployment 7:30. JWAS was telling me that NVIDIA has earnings today after the closing bell. So that could lead to some volatility. Something that's good to be aware of. Well, we wicked back up to the daily open and ticked back down right here. I suppose that could have been a short entry. I think that probably would have got 40 ticks. Oh, yeah. That would have been a winner. What's going on, Ev? Hmm? You need me? All right, guys, hold on a sec. All right. I had to make someone some breakfast real quick. She's home from school again today. Okay. Well, looks like we missed our, this was a long signal here. So we reacted off this pivot. Right after reacting off the pivot, we got a higher low tick up here. 836. Entry would have been right there. There's 40 ticks, and the second half would have been way up here. That would have been a nice trade. But I guess that's all right since I've had such a good day already. Hopefully one of you guys got that one. Now we're back up to VWAP. We're sitting right on top of the anchored VWAP. Well, not anymore. Now we're below it. Now this is kind of interesting. Going back up to VWAP, if we get a tick down up here, I was going to say technically that satisfies my requirement, but the fact that we're gunning back up to the top kind of makes me not want to take anything there. Yeah, we are ticking down here, so well, I'm going to simulate this one. So that would be a short if we're simulating it. And it would have hit already, so it would have been a winner. Like I said, it is reacting off a key level. That's my requirement today. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Looks like I should have taken it. That would have been another goodie. Whew. 44 points. Not only did you have VWAP there, but you had London low there. And you were underneath both of those. And we got the tick down from the power zone. Barely in the power zone, but it touched it. Man, the ATR is through the roof right now. It's at a 99. That's another thing. Like, I'm trying to use a 40 tick stop today. 40 ticks on a 100 ATR is just a drop in the bucket. Look at this. Look how tiny that is. So if your entries are not like super accurate, you're going to get run over. But see here, this one, that was super accurate. It's right there. Almost no drawdown. And that was kind of a, I guess, a big revelation that I learned trying to go through that 40 tick exercise that I went through on Friday and on Monday. And by going through that, what I noticed is that if it's a winner, it usually just goes right out of the gate. If it doesn't, and if it hesitates, it's usually a loser. And that's when I realized that maybe my 80 tick stop is just, it's too much. Like, it doesn't need to be that big. News in 15 minutes, JWaz says. Yep, that's the new home sales. Now this whole area here, you know, it's kind of like we're stuck inside of a mother bar here. So you can expect this to be choppy in here. We're kind of stuck right in between those key levels. You know, it's a little different than, you know, running up to a key level like this and then reacting off it. And here we got like 2 bars and you're from the top to the bottom. But maybe we get out of here. We'll see. Be interesting to see if those rules continue to work, even though this could be a chop zone here. So we did wake down to this key level. We did get a tick up from there, which would have been right here. Might have got stopped out at 40 ticks. Yeah. If you took that, though, you would have got stopped out. Or I would have. Even though it's running in the right direction. Back up to VWAP's door. Back above VWAP now. We got the 200 sitting up here at 279. Well, if we could get a retest of VWAP and then get a tick up to the upside, I will probably take that long. Well, we came back down to VWAP. We never actually ticked down there, though, so still not seeing a great entry. I wanted to see the signal tick down and then tick back up off of the VWAP. But it looks like it's just really strong. Jay-Wise, you said the 5 and 15 bottomed, and I looked over here and I was like, that doesn't look like it bottomed. Well, I had it set to the hourly. On the hourly, we actually got a short signal here. It's a fairly weak delta, tick up from the upper half, or tick down from the upper half. But on the 15, yeah, we did bottom there. Sean says, nice order block at 21,271. 50. You got a limit order there. That looks like a decent spot. It's also point of control of the move. Well, you might get picked up here. I think you probably did get picked up there, didn't you? So far, it's looking good. It's wicking up. Yeah, 60 points would be nice. Oh, 60 ticks. Well, that would be nice too. Did you get 60 on that? If you didn't, it looks like you might have came close. Oh, nice. Good work, Schroden. All right, we came back down to the VWAP and just kissed it there at 262. Got the news here in a minute and a half. So this is interesting. I said I would buy this tick up after we retested VWAP here. Problem is we got news in 30 seconds. So do I take it or not is the question. I think maybe I will. Just was going to say maybe I would pass on it. No, instead of passing on it, I'll put the order in. I'll just put it in lower. See if I get picked up down there. Oh, I just got picked up. And I already took profit on my first... half. So I got a runner still on. I basically put my limit order right here. This is weird because on MNQ it shows it wicking all the way down here, but on NQ it only wicks, it doesn't go that far. Interesting. Anyway, there's 4 contracts off at 40 ticks, so this will move to 12 here. Just have the runner on. So you guys hear me say that a lot. Like the signals that you get right before a news event end up usually being good signals. But sometimes you need to widen up your stop a little bit, which is why I went a little lower on that one to try to get picked up instead of just getting in on that candle close. Even with news, it works. And I know that because in all of my back testing, I never say, hey, don't take this entry because news is around the corner. My back testing, the signals still work through the news. All right, now I just got stopped out on my second half. Still got the 40 ticks out of it. Never did get a tick down there. Cumulative Delta is really doing great at keeping me on side this morning. That's good news, Rodin. Yeah, this is still kind of spastic looking in here, as you were saying, with the news. We're kind of stuck in between these key levels. The 20 did cross the 200 here, so it is looking bullish. The delta is kind of piddling out, though. Back down to that VWAP. Kissed it again. We're ticking down from that upper power zone on the 3. I don't know where the buyers went, but it looks like they disappeared on the delta. But we did touch VWAP, and we are getting a tick up here. So I'm going to stick to my rules today. I think I'm going to go long here. All right, I just went long. At 21,305.37. And I already took profit on my 305.37 is the average. So 40 ticks came off right there. Move the rest to break even. And it hit my break even already. All right, well, there's another 40 ticks and break even. That delta is looking choppy, so beware. Still never ticked down. Here we go again, making another run for that London high. There it is. New high day. ATR is still really high at a 102, which is a little higher than I like it to be, especially if I'm using a 40 tick stop. But, you know, I told myself today, if I'm doing fairly well at the first sign of chop, I should just walk away. And that is the first sign of chop right there. I've already made a lot more than I needed to make today, so I think I am just going to go ahead and call it here and try to do the same thing tomorrow. So short day today, but I got other things to do, and I got my daughter here still sick at home, so good luck to you guys. We will see you guys tomorrow. Take care.
I said certified trend, watch that V-Bot stick. Trade so clean, got my profits real thick. Yeah, I use that VWI, volume weighted, that's the map. Hit my levels, never cap, big green candles, watch them stack. I'm in the zone, got my setup tight. VWL bouncing, entry right. Big lot size, no scalper life. Trend is strong, I hold all night. Market open, watch the tape, liquidity gon' set my fate. If it holds, I let it ride. If it breaks, I cut with pride. Midday chop, I step aside. Wait for trend and I decide. Be broke by magnet, price aligns. Catch that dip, now watch it climb. Yeah, I use that view get volume weighted, that's the map. Trend confirm, I let it clap. Catch that move, no looking back. The mode is shift, I see it clean. Delta rising, bulls and steam. Volume high, trend is mean. New day high, that's routine. Markets wild, stay composed. Bounce, I double dose. Risk is tight, reward is vast. Let it run, no exit fast. Free market plan already set. If it's weak, then short's the bet. Buy is strong, but I'll adapt. Trade what's real, don't get trapped. No emotions, risk defined. Vobo telling me it's time. Big green candles, money stacked. Trade that volume, never lack. Market open, watch the tape. Liquidity gon' set my fate. If it holds, it gon' set my fate. If it holds, I let it ride. If it breaks, I cut with pride. Midday chop, I step aside. Wait wait for trend, then I decide. Market open, watch the tape, liquidity gon' set my fate. If it holds, I let it ride. If it breaks, I cut with pride. Midday chop, I step aside. Wait for trend, then I decide. Why they chop, I step with pride. Midday chop with pride. Midday chop, I step aside. Wait for trend, then I decide. Vibe by magnet, price aligns. Catch that dip, now watch it climb. Low emotions, risk defined. Robo telling me it's time. Big green candles, money stacked. Trade that volume, never lack. Never lack. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, yeah. Look back, momentum shift, I see it clean. Delta rising, bulls in steam. Volume high, trend is mean. New day high, that's routine. Market's wild, stay composed. Vow bounce, I double dose. Risk is tight, reward is vast. Let it run, no exit fast. Pre-market plan, already set. If it's weak, then short's the bet. Buy it strong, but I'll adapt. Trade what's real, don't get trapped. Bob's keeps me sane. Baseline price, it runs the game. Overextended, I refrain. Wait for retest, then I claim. No emotion, hits get fine. Baseline price, it runs the game. Overextended, I refrain. Wait for retest,